Let's see. Well, I think, yeah, I think the only other thing I was really thinking about was just, just to expound on the idea that, you know, in life, in various stages of your life, you can, like, the things that you'll consider to be your goals or your measure of success, can change. So you have to take into consideration that not only is the measure of success different from person to person, but it's different from moment to moment sometimes, or stage to stage in your life. Because in my personal experience, there were, like, I've always been in love with, just the romantic aspect of, people who are able to express themselves through music, and I've been trying to educate myself in this regard with, varying measures of success, and but at one point in my life, the most important thing to me was, to be able to be a success commercially. But now that as I've evolved and things in my life have changed, I still think that would be cool. But I think my main goal right now, would probably be more to based on on my personal skill level, would be just to write songs for, like, my family and friends, as gifts for things like that. So so that's just something to illustrate in my life.
And your fans, because we got, everybody knows the intro track and then the intro track and the outro track, so we got music for our fans, for your family.
Definitely. Rock on. Yeah, so that's just something I thought, I would share to kind of illustrate, the incredible subjectivity of, whatever we might call success.
Just to elaborate, I'm kind of going back and forth. Y'all get used to that. Just with the situation, why did I bring up that entertainment situation? Basically, strength and leadership were key elements that I had to exert in order to get the job done. And even though I did have a boss who was actually a cousin of the particular, I guess, how should I put it, celebrity that has this particular entertainment facility, that's how he got where he got. At least that's the rumor. I'm not hating. I'm just going with the flow. But a lot of times, like I said, haters are in a position. You won't find people so much below you, your subordinates, or even your contemporaries hating on you. It'll be people that are your supervisors and superiors, because they are threatened, and a lot of times that's fear and jealousy. As we see, people not agreeing with your form of success, or they feel like you're going to somehow affect their success. It's so concerned that they're actually giving you energy, they're actually giving you negative publicity, and that's one thing that can be a strength too for you, that you can use, be creative, or move on. Because basically your name is in their mouth, and they a lot of times should be focused on themselves. So you can kind of take hate, and it just makes you love what you're doing more and move forward. I'm not saying if you're doing something negative and people are hating on you, then that's okay. No, I'm saying usually people that are doing something that's relatively considered positive, relatively considered proactive, they're trying to work towards a goal. You're going to have obstacles in your way. Some will be physical, some will be mental, some emotional, some spiritual. In a way, some ways, haterism is kind of a practice that incorporates all that. I mean, it can be anything from rumors to just thoughts about you, which I guess would be more spiritual level, where people just really, you can feel the hate. Dave Chappelle had a really good, as far as the sitcom, he had one skit where it was the haters ball, and he hate. They literally, you can walk into a room and feel that way. Now, you won't be laughing coming out of there, but it does, it can feel like that. So one major thing I was going to also discuss is, tying it in with we do the lowbrow, highbrow, and thank again Judith for, Judith out of Lake Charles for giving us we call it the lowbrow, but that means we all can relate to it. Thank you again for that particular email. That a lot of times to connect the lowbrow to the highbrow, that we have scientists that even hate on each other. You have scientists that feel the universe is mostly particles, and scientists that feel the universe is mostly waves. But essentially, there is actually a compromise in what we call string theory. We will probably talk about that soon. But basically, everything is connected as far as strings. I like it actually because, as you see with our intro and outro music, we play stringed instruments. So that's, the whole thing about the vibrations, the vibrophysics, stuff like that. That's our whole kind of funkadelic roots. And so let's see here. It looks like I said, we kind of covered a number of haterism. Like I said, just my best advice to people, and what I try to do. I used to get really concerned about hate, but a lot of times, and even myself have been, we all have been accused of it. And let's be honest, sometimes we actually have. It's a growing moment. We all have to do something bad sometimes to recognize what bad is. So if you find yourself hating, try not to. Focus on what you're doing. Try to move forward. If you find yourself being the victim of hate, try to just, take the hater aside. And if that doesn't work, don't play their game. Basically, allow them to burn themselves out, because eventually they're gonna, if they're bold enough to let everybody know that they're hating on you, it's gonna affect their job, because it's gonna be like, people will say to them, well, what are you doing while you're taking all this time and giving this person all this negative publicity and going off? You're actually hurting your chance to move forward and get a project done, be promoted, or continue to have your job. So remember, that person's under the gun too. Even if they're trying to, step on your neck, somebody's going to be stepping on theirs. So just try to continue to focus on your job, move forward. If it's a family situation, consider counseling, going to temple, church, circle, however you want to do it. So once again, this is the Dana and Doc Show. I'm the Doc.
I'm Dana.
And we're out, and we'll check you guys and gals again later.